If you thought horse archery was difficult, you should try dragon archery. This is a Game of Thrones mod for the game Mount and Blade 2 Bannerlord, and the mod itself is called Realm of Thrones. You can download it on ModDB or Nexus Mods. ModDB is the one I'd go for. I'm not entirely sure on Nexus Mods, but Nexus Mods, ModDB, those are the Bannerlord hubs for all the juicy mods you see on my channel. So why should you play this Game of Thrones conversion mod, Realm of Thrones? You get to play on the Westeros map. There's a bit of Essos in there as well. You get 20 new kingdoms, 21 new cultures. There's lots of new basic, noble and house troop trees, hundreds of customizable NPCs from Game of Thrones, new armors, weapons, hordes of wights roaming north of the wall, the Night King, 34 custom Game of Thrones wanderers, 10 custom Game of Thrones mercenary clans with custom leaders, native settlements renamed with lots of new towns, castles and villages added, 83 new clans, and giants. So the main draw for me for this was seeing a clip of someone on a dragon in Bannerlord. So immediately I was like, I put it on the to playlist, but last year I was busy with the Old Realms, Warhammer. You get magic, cannons, mortars, undead armies, vampires. Really, really fun. Then I got into Mountain Warcraft, which is the World of Warcraft version of the Bannerlord mod. Really, really fun. So now I was like, okay, it's finally time to play Game of Thrones. For the past 2 months, I've been knee-deep in making Battle Babes, which is a free-to-play multiplayer game on Steam, so go check that out. Give me a review if you want to support me. We're like 3 reviews off from getting like on the discovery lists, and there's been like 7,500 people on it. Whatever, that's not what you're here for. So the dragons were the main draw for me. So if you want to just like skip to the end and play with a dragon like I did, go watch my tutorial video I just published. But if you're playing like the traditional way, it's going to take you a while to build up your army, conquer a couple of cities, build up a decent enough kingdom to be able to take on Daenerys, the Dragon Queen Princess Lady. So if you want to capture a dragon legit and control it yourself, you need to take down Daenerys, and then you can loot her dragon, and then you literally just drag the dragon into the inventory slot in your inventory. There's a lot of different types of dragons you can get, all the ones that are on the show. But then there's also, if you use cheats and mods to like access the console commands and the inventory, or the totally open hacked inventory that the developers can use, you can find flying dragons. So like when I first went on the normal dragon where you're just running around on the ground, I was like, oh yeah, this is cool, but I've already experienced this sort of gameplay with the War Elephant mods I downloaded like 2 years ago. If you don't know what that is, just go watch some of my older vids. Like, it's literally me on a horse that's like 60 times the normal size, and it's just got renamed as a War Elephant, and your character does like the splits on it. It looks really funny. But essentially, you just get like infinite charge damage, and you can just like run through an entire army and destroy them. And not only that, it gives you a really, really nice high ground vantage point for doing like really cool sniper shots with your bow and arrow. So if you're like me and you go like crazy with the gameplay, combine that with like God bow, God arrows, arrow cam, where you can like track your arrow, firing off this giant War Elephant horse thing. Really, really fun. So when I went on to Realm of Thrones, and I played the dragon, I was like, oh, this is fun, but I've experienced this before. And then when I was like snooping around in the inventory, you can get like flying versions of the dragons, and this is where it's like, this is what I downloaded this mod for. This is what I was after, and I'm surprised with how good it feels. Like when I'm driving the dragon on the ground, walking, not gonna lie, it's not the most enjoyable thing. I can tell they've nerfed it heavily. Like you can press F, which allows you to like blow hot air, blow fire over the enemies, but once you press it, it kind of locks you into an animation and you just sort of go like, a little bit. But with the flying version, you're literally flying above them, and when you press F, it like spouts out all this fire, but you can like move left and right and actually like cinder the entire army in front of you without getting locked in place. So It's incredibly overpowered, but it's like the dragon riding class fantasy is there. It's perfect. The controls feel good. It's just really, really satisfying and fun to play. When you combine this with the giant bow and the giant arrows, it lets you become this like insane dragon archer. Like, honestly, if I could have like arrow cam working with this and combine it with the magic system from the Old Realms, the character models from the Old Realms and World of Warcraft, whatever it's called, and add the mortars and the cannons, oh my god, like, every time I take a break from Bannerlord and I come back, there's always like the next level of gameplay. And now that I've got this flying dragon, oh, it's so satisfying. Like, so what I was actually going on about a minute ago, the giant bow and the giant arrows, what these actually do is they allow you to essentially like collateral kill like troops. So your arrow is actually treated like a javelin. So when you're late game and you let javelin someone, it pierces through multiple and then it sends the ragdoll absolutely flying. 10 out of 10. With the dragons, so I'm full of a cold and I'm not editing this, so just deal with the mistakes. With the giant bow, like you can line up like 10 people, shoot them, and it goes through all 10 of them. It's so satisfying. Then when you're on top of your dragon, actually like shooting your dragon bow, shooting your giant bow whilst your dragon's like breathing fire on an army. You're like firing off to the left, killing the archers. Your dragon's like toasting the infantry. 10 out of 10. Peak class fantasy. It's exactly what I wanted out of a Game of Thrones mod. Insanely overpowered. I'm hoping they don't nerf it and nuke it like they've done with the ground dragon, because you can get the ground dragon in game at the minute and getting locked into place for 5 seconds, breathing fire. It's just not fun. It's just not a satisfying feeling. But once you get the hacked flying dragon and you're like toasting the ground, steering it properly, honestly, I keep repeating myself, but it's so fun. So definitely go check that out. I've only spent like an hour on there so far. It took me a while getting like it installed because I had to reinstall it on my SSD. Then I had to get the mods working with the latest version. Then I had to figure out what was making it crash. So it took a while, but if you want to know how to set it all up, go watch that other video I was on about earlier. And the good thing about shooting the bow on the dragon is there's a lot of skill to it. Like your javelin arrows that you're firing, they've got a bigger hitbox than normal. Like you definitely see the arrow miss a mob, but it actually kills the troop, which makes no sense. But when you're on top of a dragon firing these like giant arrows, it's so fun. Like I'm waffling now, so I'll let you watch the rest of it. Enjoy, leave a comment. What do you want to see next? What mods should I cover next? Love you all. Hasta la vista. Peace. How to kickstart your Bannerlord campaign when you're launching mods or creating new games, whatever. Actually, it starts getting quite repetitive. So I thought I'd lay out everything I do. So I like playing the endgame stuff. I like the big battles. I like modding the gameplay, so it's absolutely crazy. You've seen my videos. So there are some things you need to do in order to get to this stage. You need to enable cheats first. Go watch my other detailed tutorials. There's short and fast ones, there's long ones. So if you are stuck, you can find the tutorials there. I'm full of a cold. I've just launched Battle Babes. It's free to play on Steam, so go check that out. And I just wanted a bit of a break, so I've launched Realm of Thrones. It's the Game of Thrones. This last year, there was dragons. That's the main thing I'm on here for. I want to fly around on a dragon. But I've enjoyed playing, what is it? The Old Realms, the Warhammer conversion mod. You can have cannons, you can have mortars. It's amazing. I've enjoyed the Mountain Warcraft one. There's like insane models, demons, giants. Whatever's in World of Warcraft, you can find it on there. All the races, and you'll find it. So I thought I'd show you how I get going. So I've just spawned in, and I've just like added like all this stuff to my guy, so I don't have to like do all the boring stuff at the start. So the first thing you need to do is, like I say, turn the cheats on, and that allows you to like install the mods. So if you want a detailed like step-by-step tutorial of actually putting the mod in the game folder, like go watch my other videos because I'm not covering that. But I'm just showing you how I start in Game of Thrones. Well, it's turned into a load of waffle this, but I'm not editing it, I'm just showing you what I do. So you can see here, I've got the character, but you can access this command line console. If you hold Alt and press like the button under Escape, the tilde key, tilde, I don't even know what it's called, it like lets you toggle this on and off. And then you can type into it like campaign dot. This is a thing you need to remember. This is what lets you have, like this is what lets you have all the fun. So you can add companions, you can add gold, XP, blah. In a mod, you can like access mod specific like console commands by, I'm not really sure yet. Like I've literally just downloaded this now, so I'll do a later video on that. But for the Old Realms, for example, you can spawn in like the engineer to get access to the cannons and things like that. So it's quite flexible at the start. So you can see here, everything is like maxed out. It's double, well, not campaign manager, character manager allows you to unlock all the perks and gives you 500 instead of 300 on everything. As well, so you have a bit of a challenge when you fight. When you're a god like this, if you go against like a level 300 Lord, you still absolutely steamroll him. So it's like you literally just go into the engine config, change like SV cheat. There's an achievement mod you can download that and blah blah blah, skirts around it, whatever. So the first thing I do when I load in is I'll load the minimal amount of mods as possible. So currently I've only got Character Manager and the Realm of Thrones mod like installed. If I was like, so now that I know this works, I would then close this game after I save it. Then I'd like load Arrow Cam, which lets you track your arrows when you fire. Then I'd like, and then Dismemberment works, brilliant. Then I'll download Zorbrak's Legacy and try to get everything working. And this is how you progressively get all your mods working. If you just like, chances are it's going to break and you don't know which one is causing it all to break. Like it could just be one mod out of those 60,000 that keeps making your game crash. So add one mod at a time, test it, does it work, add another mod, and you snowball into a really cool mod pack that you've like tailored to yourself over time. So now that my inventory, because when cheats are enabled, it unlocks every single thing in your inventory on the left. So you can see here, literally what she's called, the Dragon Queen lady, princess, whatever. capture her, steal her, cheating. Like, I don't want to spend 50 hours trying to achieve that goal. Enable cheats, go into the inventory, literally just drag them across. If you're used to like warband cheats back in the day, like let's say I wanted to target like the Dothraki, I could go into party and I could just like drag the Dothraki across. Yeah, you just scroll through and you get 10 of each. If you want more than 10, just go in and out of the menu and this entire troop list resets. So what I like to do, I was trying to kit out like 300 companions with like god bows. And because you could only spawn 10 at a time, I had to load, reload 30 times just to... Character Manager has allowed me to do this dead easy and quick. If you don't want to do Character Manager, you can do campaign.add. So scroll through this list and you'll find add skill X hero name, all one word. So Mojo Snow, I quite like that to be honest. Put it all as one word. Use like follow the exact format. Then skill name, one-handed, close the space, positive number. Like under 1,000, you can like you have to do it like add in each skill individually. You can get like 888, 888, 888, or 800 or something, but you have to do it this way, and it's quite boring doing like typing each individual one out. So you have to do it 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18 times. You'd have to do this 18 times to like make sure when I do that, add skill XP to hero, I was just like doing that, and I was like reducing it by 1 every time until it finally worked. And I found out that, oh yeah, you can actually cap it out much higher than 500. So go watch my other video for the exact number, I can't remember, but that's how you do it. You can make it even more. I've covered mods, like anything else, like detailed step-by-step tutorials of actually